Would you believe that we've only done laundry twice this winter? It was bad. There's the sound of my air conditioner running. I finally figured it out. I couldn't connect it to Wi-Fi earlier, a couple weeks ago when I tried, and the button is all the way back there. So I gotta crawl under and reach my hand someplace it doesn't really want to reach and conform it in some ways it doesn't want to conform just to get it to work. So we're gonna check this hose and make sure it's still connected. You can see this insulation sliding down a little bit, so I'm gonna work on getting that up a little bit, making sure I got no air leaks in here, and we'll be golden. Okay, yeah, there's no air leaks in here. It's all working right. Air's coming in from underneath the couch in the RV. It goes into this box right here, goes into there, it gets cool, comes back out the snoot here, fed through this big elephant trunk into there. That's where it goes up into the RV and cools us down. It's working perfectly. Sweet. This is gonna be so much different than last year. I am so excited for this summer. It's unbelievable. It's gonna be like 84, 85 degrees today for the high. We're running the air conditioner for the first time today. Kind of rebalance the electricity running the generator. Right now I have it running half off the batteries and half off of the 20 amp extension cord that we're using. But we're only at about 115 volts usable electricity inside. So I'm gonna do a little bit of balancing right now. I'll show you guys. Hey. The process of me getting our electrical system ready for summer. Okay, so you can see that's what we're running for voltage. We have about 121 volts. I want to get that up a couple, about 118, 119, so that we can use our microwave and like our coffee pot in the morning without having to worry about shorting anything out. So I'm gonna go outside and we're gonna adjust that real quick. We're gonna get that so that we get a little bit more voltage to use in here. It's what I love about the system that I built, is that it's really adjustable and customizable to our needs. I feel like there's going to be a summer montage of you doing this at some point.
You're such a spaz.
It's your favorite thing in the world to do. You've been in heaven all week. I think we all have. Yeah.
And more.
So basically, I got to rebalance our system now that it's warmer out. I mean, we got like a little bit of a mild week next week, but it's like 86 today. It's like warm weather's here, and it's going to be here for the rest of the year. Our battery is at 92% right now. We're pulling 18 amps, and we've been running off. We've been running this air conditioner off the battery and half off of the current that we have coming from our extension cord. The problem is that we don't have enough current to make coffee or use our microwave inside. So I'm gonna put the air conditioner a little bit more on the battery. So we're gonna give the battery a little bit more of a job to do here. So I'm gonna watch this number go up to about 24, 25 amps. So now we're at about 24.4. So just a little bit of a turn on here on this master inverter, and now our whole system is running completely differently. So now I can go check the voltage inside and see how much extra current that gave us to use for our plant.
Hell yeah. How are we supposed to adjust to this heat?
When it's gone so radical.
It's so hot.
You get me out of the, yeah, so
It's gross out here.
we have 116. I gave us an extra volt.
Oh dear.
So I'll go outside and adjust a little bit more. I can show you guys on screen. Basically what I do is I go into the app and I can adjust how much power that air conditioner is using, and I can turn it down so that in conjunction with how I have it balanced on that inverter back there, we'll also be able to use our microwave and the coffee pot and stuff. So yeah,
We went the Case's dinner route, but also look.
But also look at this guy. He looks kind of vintage.
He does. Pretty cool.
2 roof ACs, it looks like. It's time to change the oil in Artemis. Weather is 78, 79 degrees today, but in another couple of days it's going to be back into the 50s and the 40s, so I want to get this done when we still have some warm weather. First things first, gotta put this battery back in it so I can start it up and get that old oil warm so it drains easier. You guys have all seen this before. This is just a tray where 12 volt house batteries are kept. We have a 12 volt, 24 volt, and 124 volt system on board. This is the 12 volt system. So we got our 2 coach batteries, and that runs most of the lights in here. It runs the overhead fans. It runs one of the fans for the air conditioner. It does a lot. This is our starting battery, which I thought we'd killed earlier this winter, but it turns out I was able to charge it back up. So now we're gonna put it back in here, and we're gonna start up the RV so we can change the oil.
Hey, want to help us out? Subscribe to our channel. It's totally free and it would really bring us joy. Then click the bell notification so you know when we have a new video up. Thanks.
I don't remember how this came out of here, but I remember it wasn't fun. You just take your time, slide back into place. Now here's the real question. Where did I put the bolts for this? This one has the bolt in it, but there should have been one of these that I specifically put somewhere. Where is that somewhere? So that's the negative, and that's the positive. So maybe that side first. But I need to know where that battery lug went. I was like, I want to put this in a safe place where I know I can find it, which means I'll never find it again. But we're going to end up having to go buy one before I can finish this.
It's not in the garage anywhere.
No, and I was like, this is important. I don't want to lose it.
Should have told me about it.
I took one of these bolts out that was loose in the positive connection here, and I put it somewhere where I wouldn't lose it, right? And then obviously the first thing I did was lose it. But I found it, I put it in a smart place. It sounds like a responsible place that you should put something. This wind is never ending now is the problem. It's pretty simple to install this. There was no hold down clamp, it's just 3 batteries in this bay box. Let's start the engine, let it run for 5-ish minutes and get some heat in it. Woo, loose belt. I know.
Well, that's really.
It's just minor loose. I should work on tightening that, but it's a real big pain in the butt to get loose.
Hi Bella, I see you.
I'm gonna go outside with you.
Okay.
And we'll shut it off and I'll do an oil change. The RV warming up right now. Here's the oil that we're using. Just a high mileage, full synthetic Valvoline oil. Valvoline's my favorite oil. We use 530 because of the climate we're in. It has to start up sometimes in some cold temperatures, so I want to make sure that we have the viscosity. And then a Wix filter, which is still in the car. Let me grab it. Here's our filter. When I go looking for parts for this thing, a lot of times I'll just look up a 1-ton Chevy 2-wheel drive with a 454 in it. It's the easiest way to get parts. I just like to use a nice quality filter. It's a Wix filter nowadays. When I was a kid, it was a Fram, but it was a long time ago. Well, if you've ever wondered what the underside of an RV looks like, there you go. There's not really much to see. As you can see, the reason why I was talking about the belts being really hard to get to is because the belts are really hard to get to. You can see it right there, but damned if I'm getting in there to adjust anything really easily, you know. So I'm just gonna stick a hand in here and see. Oh yeah, that does need to be tightened. It is not loose, but it's not tight, you know. So I'll be doing that in the next couple of days. I gotta take the doghouse off probably. I can see one of the bolts up front here. You can see there's a bracket. Looks like there's a bolt there to loosen, and there'll be a bolt on top that you loosen. And there's gotta be some way to stick something up there to tighten it. So anyway, I gotta find the drain plug, which is, oh. That's oily. It's definitely oil residue on that. Is that from just right now? What is that? What is that? Let's get the camera in here. Oh, okay. It's from this line. These lines are leaking. Which, of course they are. Those are the trans lines. I have checked the transmission fluid on here plenty of times and it does not look low, and yet here we are leaking. Oh man, those are gonna be spendy to replace. Okay, great. But it's not an engine leak, it's okay. So I'm gonna have to go, I don't wanna crawl underneath this plate, it's too low. So I'm gonna crawl from behind the tire, because the drain plug's right there. So just wanted to give everything a look. It looks like these lines are leaking, so I do need to keep an eye on transmission fluid before we leave. So I'll do that. Air conditioner just kicked on. All right, good talk. Checking on the puppies right there. Well, guys, stay there. No, Bella, go on. Go on, go chill. I got the oil filter out. It's over here. Pulled that out. Made a little bit of a mess. It does that. This is a 9/16 bolt on the back of here from the 90s. I have metric wrenches, so the 14 millimeter will always fit it. So we're gonna get gloved up and I'm gonna loosen that and we're gonna drain the oil out of here. Again, this is a really tight fit. It's not a fun job, but I don't even want to know what they charge to change the oil on an RV, bringing it into like Camping World or somewhere that, you know, if you could even get a spot right now. These places are all so busy this time of year. You don't want to know how much of a pain that was to pull from all the way over there to right here. And I spilled a little bit because, of course. Well, that was every bit of needing an oil change. You see how windy it is with the ripples in the oil. So I still got to deal with this. I got to put an oil filter back in, and then I got to fill it full of oil and start it back up. There's a reason why on my personal cars I always pay someone else to do this. This is the worst of the worst. There's my oil fill port. There's a little bit of room in here, not a whole lot, but there should be enough for me to get all that oil in. Hopefully this goes in without too much trouble. This is why I hate oil changes. I never don't make a mess. It's done. I'll get some oil dry and just clean it up. Only gotta do this once a year, so there's that. Hey, oil change is done just in time for the wind to pick up. So now that we got this all done, I don't want this battery to die like it did last time. So all I'm gonna do now that I'm done using it is, let me get my elbow right here for you. So I'm just gonna disconnect this negative cable right here. Nope. And so by just disconnecting that, now there's no electricity going to the starter or the engine or any of that. So I don't have to worry about this battery draining again until we're ready to use it. So we're all ready to go get brake parts for Audrey's car.